Hello. You might hear some background noise, but that's all right. I've been painting this complex for going on around 3 months now for this contractor. And every single day I see progression. And what it is, they've been building this 4-story building, likely apartment complex. I don't know, it could be a hotel, but with the balconies, I'm sure it's another apartment complex. And when I first started painting this complex, it's one of many we do like 11 right now. These buildings over here, they weren't even there when I first came here, because I sit out here, like when I take lunch breaks and stuff, I sit out on this swing. You all know that water is my earth sign. That's where I get my vibes. So I come out here when I eat, when I take my break, and whenever I'm lucky enough to be painting apartments on this side of the building, I'll randomly stop and look out the window. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I understand how big projects like that can seem so far away, right? Like, for everyone that's been following this journey, and you know, for the new people that come and see my journey, you know, I went from having multiple 9-to-5s, and it got to a point where, you know, one time I was climbing cell phone towers, and we had to do a night cut, which means you work from midnight to 5 a.m. That's when you can shut off a tower, because everyone in a 5-mile radius loses their cell phone service. It was December 29th at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm 400 feet in the air, and I was watching my body freeze over. And I was like, I don't get paid enough for this. I was making over 6 figures, but I was like, I do not get paid enough for this. And I switched jobs. And then I'd be working another job, and you know, at jobs, you're just over broke. That's what job means. And you've always got to answer to someone. You can only go so high. So I'd have jobs, and I'd be like, you know what? I have this manager that's treating me like crap. So I'd be like, deuces, I'm not staying here. I somewhat know my worth, and it's above what I'm getting here. Well, then I got into sales, and I was making that cheddar. I was making great money, you know, 10, 15, 20,000 a month. And I was like, yeah, the money. But see, they'll run you to death. They'll have you leaving at 5 a.m., getting home at midnight. Like, it's just burning the candle at both ends in the middle. And then I went to Angie's List, and, you know, my buddy was working there. He made $189,000 the last year he worked there. But see, I went to go speak at a youth prison for the kids, and I had them straight tell me I could not leave work at noon, so leaving 3 hours early to go speak to some kids that really needed to hear that. And again, I was like, deuces. So you know what? I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I started my own business. And see, entrepreneurship is going from working 40 to 50 hours a week for somebody else to working 100 hours a week for yourself. Go from building someone else's dreams to building your own. But it's not just going to get easy instantly overnight. It actually gets harder. And see, this is what they don't tell you about business ownership is you go through some hell, right? And it's a massive project. It's not some get rich quick thing. It's you got to put in that back-breaking work. But see, as you go along the way, you learn things where it could have went faster. See, this building started with somebody having a dream, right? And I'm sure she probably started with owning a complex like that, like just a rental for a one-family rental. And then they probably went like that to where they had a rental like a quadruplex, a 4-family. See, and then they went to that where they have like eight families. And then they moved to that where they've got 100? See, it's easy when we see on social media like, oh yeah, I can do this. You can achieve this now. It's so easy, and it's not. But you got to choose your heart. I had to choose my heart. Like, Did I want to keep building someone else's dreams and goals and being treated at times how I didn't want to be treated? Made to work on weekends, or when your kids have sporting events, or when I wanted to go speak to the youth at a prison, and they were like, them kids don't deserve that. They got put in that because the choices they made. Everyone listening to this video, have you made a choice that affected your life and you're like, damn it, I wish I wouldn't have done that? I know I have. I've put on plenty of these videos the places where I made mistakes. And do I want to tell you that stuff? No, because it makes me look like a fool. But I know that I'm not the only imperfect one on this earth. We're all imperfect. We all make mistakes. And the reason why I share it with you is that so you can give yourself some grace and forgiveness and move on. And see, that's why I partnered with my buddy, and we've been building Changing Places Consulting Group. Because see, we help businesses elevate to the next level by not only the lessons that we made mistakes and learned, but also the group of people that we're associated with and the other people that we're associated with that has helped us and taught us, and the classes we went to and the trainings we went through and the schooling we went to, so that we can make your journey easier. I do these videos so your journey can be easier by the lessons that I've learned. And see, this is the thing. You might be in a place where you're like, man, I'm ready to start my own business. I'm ready to be an entrepreneur. I don't know what your dream is. It may be massive. And I hope your dreams are massive, because we are capable of amazing things. That person that had a dream of having a 100-unit complex likely got told by some small-minded individuals, like, what, just stick to rentals, one family, buy a bunch of rentals. That way, if the economy crashes and we go through a recession, go ahead and be scared like I am and don't do that. But see, I bet you this guy, this woman, this family who owns this has an amazing life now. Like, they don't have to work hard and they can use their network. And see, when you have those big dreams, it's just like eating an elephant, one bite at a time. And anytime you can learn from someone else that's done it, that's how you can prevent those mistakes. See, a smart person learns from their mistakes and never makes them, but a genius is a person that learns from other mistakes and never makes them. So build it brick by brick, board by board. And see, what made me actually think of this was, I saw these guys up here. You can hear them, bam, 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 bam. They're roofing. They started this side of the roof this morning, right? And see, like, if I thought about, like, even my brother, for instance, he's one of the best roofers I know. He couldn't roof that by himself in a day. Nobody could. The best roofer in the world is not roofing that in a day by himself. But see, as you look up, there's 4 guys right here. At one point, there was like 12 of them. There was guys hoofing the shingles. There was guys opening them and sliding them down. And then there was the nailers. They're just sitting there with their knee pads, pop, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all merging together to finish that roof. And see, the reason why I'm telling you that is because it takes a team. If you're trying to do anything great and you want to do it with efficiency and speed and other ideas that aren't your own, because as a unit, multiple minds will help advance something and prevent the mistakes. You got to have a team. So as you're on this journey, just remember, it's brick by brick, piece by piece, board by board, day by day. And it's not going to happen overnight. But see, I have some amazing stuff happening at the end of this month. Like, I almost couldn't even, like, I was like, pinch me. Am I awake? Like, some stuff that's happening at the end of this month and that's happened last month and the month before. I'm like, is this really happening to me? Is this really my quantum leap year like I've been saying? Is this really the year that I'm gonna make $1 million in a year, not over a couple years, but make $1 million in a year, my first $1 million year, so I can back it up next year, quantum leaping that? Squaring yourself, where you multiply a number by a number, you're multiplying yourself by yourself? Yes, it is. And just wait and see what's happened. And see, that's what will happen with you too when you put in those days. See, I've had people say, how long have you been doing motivational speaking? And I'm like, if you go on my social media, my Facebook, it's been like over 10 years. I said, and I'm just now getting to where I'm reaping the financial benefits of it. I've been volunteering, I've been giving back to help other people as I was struggling and learning and making those mistakes and growing. I'm helping others, and that's how you get joy. But there's going to be a moment where everybody's going to say, I knew you could do it, Curtis. I knew you was going to get your breakthrough. I knew it. And I say, I did as well, and that's why I kept putting in those hard nights. I've talked about the suicidal thoughts. Because there's times, when you're working 100-hour weeks, and when you're not working, you're taking care of 2 toddlers. And when you're not working, you're taking care of your house, dishes, laundry, food. I lift up those single parents. Like, it can wear you out. It can deplete you. It landed me in the hospital, and I had to learn how to really take care of my body, like drinking enough water, extra water through the winter, and eating those right foods, and exercising. There's times where I'm painting, I'll be doing push-ups in between painting. Because you got to take care of your body. Because when your body's healthy, it helps your mind be healthy. And that's when you're efficient, and that's when you're firing on all cylinders. So today, I just want to tell you, go after whatever them dreams are that you have, go after it. Because I'll tell you, I've been through some hard times. And the pain of those hard times don't even come close to measuring the pain of regret. For instance, I was a beast at soccer, and anytime I see soccer, I got to where I was getting popular in school, and at the time, cool kids didn't play soccer, and I started playing football, and I wasn't as good at football, and I always regretted it because I had scouts say, man, you're going to go pro. Deep down, even though I struggled with worthiness issues, I was like, I'm going to go pro. Like, I was scouted, and I played on teams, and now every time I see soccer, I'm like, man, that regret, that pain, because I knew that I could have done it. And if you get to the end of your life without going after it and at least saying, I gave it my all, if you want to succeed, like, I gave it my all, and you know what, I failed, or I realized that's not really the ladder. I thought that was the ladder that I was wanting to climb, but it was on the wrong building. It's better than getting to the end of your life and having that regret, like, man, I knew I should have done that, and I'm still working for this boss, and I got all the way to the top, and I'm trying to change things. But when you work for someone else, you can only change so many things. You only have so much input that you can give before they're like, nope, we're doing it this way. You ain't the boss. We are. We're the owner. You're not the owner. You didn't start your own business. You work for us. So we, at the end of the day, we make the decisions. If you want to make the decisions in your life, then start now. Go after what you want. I'm not saying quit your job, but you know what? Start that 60-20-10. Start putting away 20% instead of living on a high horse. Put 20% away for a year so you have money to invest in whatever you're wanting to do. Go through the classes. If you want to start a business, we got a 12-week business class. We've got an A to Z business class where we give you a website, your tax EIN, your business entity, LLC. We set it all up for you, and then we walk with you for 12 weeks to help you prevent making those costly mistakes that stop and just destroy most businesses. Get yourself around like-minded people. Whoever you want to become and doing whatever you want to do, follow the people that successfully done it, and then pay for their mentorship. Because that, $1,500, $5,000, $10,000 that you pay will save you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in time. Time is the most precious resource that you have. You can't buy more of it. So you may invest a year, but it'll leap you forward 5 years, 10 years. Make the rest of your life easier. So I hope this helped. If you got anything to add, please like, share, comment. tag somebody that needs to hear this, because every single day we're just taking a step together closer to becoming boundless. So you know the drill. Be boundless. I love you all. Have a great day.